Who wore it better? Which is the best? Casey Jones of them all. Oh. Howdy and welcome back to the channel. I am Country Boy, and you know what? He may have a Jose Canseco bat, but he sure knows how to use it.
A Jose Canseco bat? Tell me, you didn't pay money for this.
Because we're talking about Casey Jones from TMNT's The Last Ronin by NECA. Yes, this is Whatcha Figure. Welcome back to the channel. And we are talking about Casey Jones, one of the most badass characters that TMNT has ever produced. Whether it be the comic books, the cartoons, the TV shows, the movies. TV shows, I guess, are the cartoons. Same thing. But yes, you know what I'm talking about. He's always been a kick-ass dude. Sometimes a kick-ass chick. You know, there's different versions. But yes, Casey Jones, always just ready to fight, ready to do what's good, and you know, Raphael's best bud, basically. The two might butt heads sometimes, but they're always on the same side. And we're talking about the Last Ronin version of Casey Jones, which I don't know if you read the comics, but spoilers. He meets his demise as well as most of the other turtles as well too. Alongside Leonardo, if you didn't know that, is when he gets taken out. But you know what? This is an awesome comic book. I love The Last Ronin, and I'm really happy to be having figures from this comic book because I can actually say I know what this version of this character is supposed to look like, and I can say, you know, that looks pretty good or looks maybe a little bit off. But without further ado, let's get to looking at the packaging. And here we have Casey Jones from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin. Looking really awesome. Basically what he looked like in the comic book. He didn't have a very long story in the comic book, but for what he did, he was just a total badass like he always is. Looking at him with the sledgehammer, he's got his hockey stick right there, got some armor going on. Really cool. Let's go to the side here. We got another image of him as well too with some other stuff going on. So you can see that all of these kind of connect and make one big piece of art. I can't wait to get them all together to see what it kind of looks like. Out on the back here, you got yourself more images of the figure and in a bit of a write-up of the Last Ronin comic book itself. Who is the Last Ronin? Go ahead and check out yourself. I don't want to spoil it, but I'm pretty sure you know by now. And right there, you got another image of the Last Ronin right there. Casey Jones, number 9. And on the top here, you got ages 14 and up. Make sure you are of age. You go to the bottom, you got people that are responsible for the figure. Give them the credit they deserve. These are some awesome figures. Opening it up, you can see we got another image of the figure itself, looking really badass. And then right there is the figure with all of the stuff that he comes with. Really cool. There's nothing left to do but to get into the packaging. And so now we got Casey Jones out of the packaging, and he comes with a big old bag of tricks. Literally, he comes with a big old bag, and you can stick all his tricks in here. So we'll start with his accessories. I guess we'll start with his old bag. It's definitely a wicked big old golf bag. Classic old golf bag. Not like the new ones nowadays that are, you know, a little smaller. They can fit things a little easier. Just a big hole is all you got here. Stick this over his shoulder. Boom. Stick all your stuff inside there. Pockets do not function, as you can see. But it looks really cool. I love the dark wash they added to this thing. Really makes it look like it's like a leathery bag. It's fantastic. This is a good level of detail. Fantastic. Love that. So starting with the bag, we'll go to the hands now. He's got a whole bunch of hands. He's got 7 extra hands. That's a little excessive if you ask me. But hey, look, he's got the wrappings going on there, looking decent. He's got the hands looking good. These are just displayed out regular, plain old hands, doing nothing. These ones are for holding some sort of weapon. I'm not too sure which weapon these ones are going to hold, but I'll have to play around with them a bit. And then there's these ones also hold some other different weapons. I'm not too sure. Baseball bats, you got yourself golf, or no, I said no golf clubs. Baseball bats, you got yourself hockey stick, you got yourself what you call it, a cricket bat, you got yourself you know, Triple H's big old sledgehammer. So yeah, that's the hands, looking decent for detail. Comic book related, that's what this is, based off the comic book, so it's not going to be hyper realistic. It's going to have the extra line work. That's what they're going for here. Let's look at some of his other stuff, like the bats right here. Here we go. Some baseball bats, and are they exactly the same? I'm not too sure if they have the exact same paint app. Not exactly the same. It looks like they're slightly different. I don't know what's different about them, but at least the paint app isn't quite the same. They got slight differences in their you know what? They're very close to the same. I think if they would have put this mark right there, it'd be the exact same bat. So yes, they're the same looking bat, I guess. And they look good. They look like a bat should for the comic book. Decent level of detail, good line work, awesome. Gonna fit that right in that bag right there. And then, like I said, Triple H's classic sledgehammer looks good. He's got the 101 on the top, whatever that's supposed to stand for. Awesome. Got good wrapping. Everything's got wrapping. You got to have wrapping if you're gonna be fighting. You're a vigilante. And you got the wood feeling handle here, silver top. Looks awesome. This is going to be sweet to use. And then you got yourself the cricket bat here too. Who knows how to play cricket? Nobody knows how to play cricket. Unless you're in Europe or India or something where they actually play cricket. We don't play it here. I have no idea how the rules go for that game. But this is yourself a cricket bat. And last but not least, we got this big old hockey stick. You got to have a hockey stick. Damn, this is awesome. I love that he has this hockey stick. It's a bit too much of a curve to it. It's got kind of definitely too much of a curve. It's not, if you're a real hockey player or someone that's ever seen a hockey stick, they don't really curve that much. But I mean, maybe this is the old school stick that didn't have quite the look that they do nowadays. I guess it's also a comic book look too, so it's gonna have more of an exaggerated feel to it. But it almost feels wood too, just like feeling this guy. It feels awesome. I love it. And the black line work, just fantastic. And so we also have this extra mask right here. So this mask that he has on right there does not come off. This one obviously does. So you can, have him without his mask and have him like holding it or have it over top of his face if you want to. And it looks good. It looks definitely like he does in the comic book. Just really well done with the line work. And then you got Walton Goggins' face here. You got Baby Billy, as it were. No, this is not Walton Goggins, but it definitely does remind me of him. The first thing I thought of when I saw that they were making this figure, I was like, hey, did they model that after Walton Goggins? The ghoul from the latest show, Fallout? It totally looks like him. But no, I don't think they were doing that. That's just how he happens to look. I don't really know if they had his mask off in the comic book. I can't remember if he looked like this or not. But this is, I guess this is what he looked like. Short hair. Not used to seeing Casey Jones with short hair. That's a little bit different, similar to Triple H. When he had long hair, cut it. Now he's got this short hair. He just loves wrestling, I guess, or at least he loves Triple H. But look at the scars on the face. You can see the extra details. He's got the 5 o'clock shadow going on there. Straight teeth, though. He should be missing some teeth. I think that's the problem. He should be missing some teeth. He's going to be a big, tough guy. You got to lose some teeth. You look too much like Walton Goggins with those straight teeth there. Even the scarring on the eyebrow, just looking really good. I like this face. I don't know if I'm going to use it, though. I think I prefer what he comes with. So we'll take a look at the actual figure itself. And you can see the eyes right inside. They're actually just like whited out eyes, similar to like how the Ninja Turtles are always with their whited out eyes. And you can see more scarring and 5 o'clock shadow going on there with the chin. And yeah, this mask does not come off, but it's the same hairstyle he has right there. A little bit of a receding hairline. He's a little bit older. He's not quite the young kid that he once was back in the day. Wearing a bunch of armor, similar to the Ninja Turtles were in the comic book as well too. And you can also stick some stuff in his back here. You don't have to wear the backpack or the big bag if you don't want to. You can just kind of shove him in there. Almost looks like a jetpack or something, but not quite. Looking really good. He's definitely got the gray sweatpants that he's known for. He wears those everywhere, as it seems like. And he's got the boots on, these brown boots. Looking really good. I love and he's got the green color. You got to have a classic Casey Jones from the 90s, from the 80s as well, from the toys. Always had like the teal t-shirt. So that's just kind of a callback to that, I think. Love it. It's a really good looking figure. Let's take a look at some of our articulation while we're here. Head back and forth like that, side to side, all the way around. No hair, no hindrance. There you go, side to side. And then the arm goes up about that far, and then there is a bicep swivel there. It can spin around as well too. And you got the double jointed elbow, so you can bend in like that. Pretty good. Really good movement there. He does have pins, as you can see right there too, so that's not a big deal. But then he also has movement here at the wrist, and there is a bit of paint splotching right there, which is a little unfortunate. It's not a big deal, but it'd be nice if it was a little cleaner than that. The wrists also go forward and back a bit too. I don't want to move them too much because I don't want anything to break. I think a little paint just flecked off there a little bit too as well, so watch out for that. That does happen with some NECA products. And there is, on this side, there's a shoulder pauldron, so it does kind of hinder his shoulder movement there as well too. Movement of the ab and their waist, a little bit inside there. I can't quite tell what's inside there, but it is decent. It's not too bad. There is also a waist swivel, which is also helpful. And then you can also move the legs out really well. He's got a good split. It's really well done. Forward, really good too. And back, really well as well. And then the knees go back about that far, quite a ways, nicely done. And then the feet go back like that and forward like that. A little bit of hindrance with the cuffs, but not too bad. He's got really decent movement and inside to side as well. So he's really good. He's got good movement, decent. He's gonna be fighting alongside the Turtles as well, and I think he'll do a good job as well. So next up, let's do some comparing with some other figures that I have in this line, kind of see how everything kind of fares as well. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this episode so far, and if you are, go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe, leave some comments down below. I'm CountryBoy9 with an underscore in there somewhere, also known as CountryBoy9, a bunch of different platforms. Check me out other places as well too, like with my friends on YouTube called Wasted Opinions. We have a channel where we just talk random stuff. Sometimes we talk Ninja Turtle stuff, so you might even catch a glimpse of Casey Jones every once in a while. So without further ado, let's get back to the guy we're talking about, Casey Jones. And so here is Walton Gog. I mean, Casey Jones. You can see with his actual human face without the mask on. And he looks good. It looks decent. It's just not how I'm probably going to have him displayed. I like classic Casey Jones with the mask on. You got to have the mask. Even though you can have him holding the mask, which is kind of a cool option as well. And I did have a little bit of issues putting the golf bag. I for some reason putting it on, it didn't look quite right. It looked like he was almost strangling him around his neck. It wouldn't quite look natural on him. Maybe I gotta play around a little bit more, but I think it's because I have those two things in the back where you can slot other weapons as well too. I think because it kind of comes out a little bit from his back a little bit, it makes this just that much tighter on him. I don't know, maybe that's what it was. Like I said, I'll play around a little bit more, see if I can fit it on a bit better. But let's do some comparing while we are here. The only other human character that I have so far is right here, Karai, who was, a figure that I enjoyed more than I thought I was going to. I wasn't a huge fan of what she looked like from the images that they were showing. I didn't think she was going to be as good as she was, and she turned out to be a lot better than I expected to. Really cool, and I had to have her because I got Raphael, and they went hand in hand, according to the story and how things went. I just couldn't not have her. So yeah, I do like this figure, and she does scale well with Casey Jones there. And then I will throw in Raphael as well too. This is not the first to fall one. This is the first one that came out. So he isn't all bloodied up or anything yet. But I did like that they came with an arrow, so I could stick it in him as well, too. And this is right before he's about to get all bloodied and everything. Again, he's similar with the tactile gear that he's wearing with the vest and all that stuff. Really cool. I love the way these guys actually scale really well together. It looks really awesome. I think it's just fantastic. And then the last one I'm going to throw in here is the actual Last Ronin himself. Right here, he's got all of his gear on, and he's huge. He's grown quite a bit. As it says in the comics, he's still growing. He's still getting bigger. He's still mutating, as it were. And he's about the same size, I think, height-wise, as Casey Jones, which isn't usually normal, but according to how the story was going, it makes sense. That's why he's so big. But and it works really well, too. Like, you can see all of the line work that they do with this guy is similar to what they did with Casey Jones. Everything works together really well. Love all of the detail they put into these figures. But that is going to do it for this look at Casey Jones. I hope you enjoyed it, and that's the end. That's all we got until I get some more of these figures. I do have some more coming in the future. I don't know what one's going to come first, but I can't wait to get more of these. I love this comic book, and I love the way these figures look. Like I said, that is it. I am Country Boy, and I put the sass in Sarsaparilla. And as always, be sure to let me know what you figure.